Hello and welcome to our weekly reading with the Oakmen. So, guys, gals, today they wanted me to go to my animal oracle deck, and the cards that came out are Turtle Spirit, Slow and Steady Wins the Race. So true. Everything is very slow and steady right now. And Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. This is that card that comes out for me when I'm just not supposed to know. And it's usually when you want to know the most. It's like something you really want to know. And I'll get this. And you know, and I've seen other readers experience things like this too, where you'll get other cards that just don't give you answers, like trying to clarify something like the Hanged Man. So you clarify and you get another Hanged Man. Or you get the Two of Pentacles, or like it just doesn't really go anywhere. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. So those are the two cards that sort of started the reading. And now I'm going to go into Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. I'm going to see if we can get two energies on either side of the turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. We'll just see where it goes. Where the cards seem to want to sit. You can see me in my big woolly sweater. It's so cold here. It's a wind chill of -20. Like I washed all of the hats and the mitts a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I'm going to put them away. I won't need them for, you know, quite a few months. It is dang cold out there. I'll be glad when that changes. I think we all will. The first card that's come out for the turtle is the Nightingale. Oh, what a perfect card. It is always darkest before the dawn is really what I get with this card. And the Nightingale comes out to sing. It's the first bird that sings early in the morning, like 3-4 o'clock, before there's even any twilight. Although there are some birds that do that, but this one is way ahead. Like this is like the first one out there. If this bird has a territory in your area, it's usually the first one out there. Let's see what else we got. So the Nightingale. Ooh, and the Scorpion. Oh my gosh. Isn't that interesting? And the Scorpion energy. This is someone who's kind of pushed to their limit with this card. This is not necessarily Scorpio as the sign. It is a Scorpion, and it is depicted as fire energy. It, for me, is someone who's just feeling pushed to the point of striking out. Like they've had enough. Like they're ready to react. And the reaction could be an overreaction. Often is perceived by others as an overreaction because it may be a simple scenario or situation that finally just sets the person off. And you're like, what's going on? I just asked you to pass the butter. Like, why you gotta freak out at me? But there's something leading up to it. It's not just about the butter. Something else. Yeah, so it's almost like slow and steady wins the race here. I feel like some of you might be in situations where you are at a breaking point, or you're just getting frustrated, or you know, one more thing and that's it. But the Nightingale is kind of here to tell us that it's always darkest before the dawn. There's that turtle, and there's a Scorpion, and then the Nightingale. It's always darkest before the dawn, isn't it? It really is. So life is a mystery. Let's get right into that one, shall we? That's the usually pushing your buttons and yanking your chain card, I like to say, from Spirit. That's a lot of cards. Gosh, they've been like that lately with me, and it's just too many. It's almost like they feel like they got a lot to say in a short period of time. It's okay. Ooh, yeah, see? They're not going to tell us. Well, what was my example I gave of, you know, when you want to know something and you don't? So they clarify with what you're asking about. And I think I gave the example of the Hermit. You know, get the Hermit card. So clarify the Hermit for me. So get another Hermit card. The raccoon is what flew out there. And this is, in this deck to me, it's a lot like the Hermit card. It's pulling in, it's looking for answers within. There you go. That's the reading today. Look for the answers within, you don't need anything else. Yeah, I feel a little bit of cheekiness here coming from the Oakman. The Fox though, oh that's so funny. I kind of feel like you're gonna mess it, but you look really nice today, Cindy, so don't worry about it. Oh, that's nice, thank you. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes, shall we? So I'm going into the deck that they told me I had to start using. Wild Unknown Tarot. It goes with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. They do go together really nicely. And I was thinking too, I do it for myself. I might do it once a week. And it's a little card pull where I will do my own release and receive. Because it changes very often, like what should you release focusing on this week, or what should you release, or what is coming towards you, or what do you need to prepare yourself that's coming towards you. So the release and receive, you know, I did big ones at the beginning of the year for like the full year. I think it would be really good. I was sort of thinking, wouldn't it be great to do that for all the zodiacs next week? So I'm going to do that, release and receive for the zodiac. So energy that, you know, you should release. Wasn't that a nice? As we're speaking about that, look at this split. Look at it in my hand. Yeah, the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Cups, a release and a receive. Isn't that nice? The 8 of Swords is feeling trapped, not being able to move, not seeing something. And the 2 of Cups is that equal give and take, that equal love and friendship. All right. I don't know why my chair feels kind of low. It just feels like the table is high on me. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, we're going to shuffle and we're going to pull 3 cards out for each of these sections here and see what we get. Is at the bottom. It's funny. It's funny, you know, all you can do is laugh at this point. Temperance is at the bottom. Divine timing, divinely guided, balance. What an interesting Temperance card too. There's like this flame of fire below the bird. This great blue heron, I think, is what it is. And then this it's almost like the water that comes from the great blue heron is keeping that flame from getting completely out of control. Ah, interesting, huh? I can kind of see where this is going, because this is a little bit like that, like a flame getting completely out of control. Something pushing it to a point here, being pushed to a point. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race here. And Temperance is a reminder of that, obviously, again, isn't it? The cards that came out for Slow and Steady Wins the Race, with the Scorpion energy and the Nightingale reminding us that it's always darkest before the dawn, is the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. That 7 of Wands is so interesting. It's like this flame depicted in the Temperance card, isn't it? It's like that flame. Now the 7 of Wands is typically about, sorry, just some cards fell over here and made a mess, is, you know, you can be feeling defensive about a situation, feeling like you need to get the higher ground, like you just can't, you don't have the upper hand here. It's difficult. You're feeling a little bit trapped by either a lot of things coming at you, a lot of opinions. a lot coming at you, which is, you know, and it's sitting, the way it happens to be sitting is underneath the Scorpion. Maybe it feels like even though if you're at home, it could still feel like there is still a lot that comes towards you, like through media, through news, through social media, through text messages. If you're working from home, through emails, like there's still a lot of stuff. That's interesting. That just popped in my head. I saw it when I was going through my Facebook feed this morning. There was an interesting little news blip. I don't remember which news agency it was. And they were talking about there's two big things that are sort of happening. Well, they're anticipating one in 9 months after this, babies, a bit of a baby boom because people are at home, they have nothing to do. And then there's the other half of those where the divorce lawyers are already getting phone calls. So some people could be like really stressing out right now. And it's not like you've got anywhere to go. Like it's pretty rough, right? Like if you're in a situation, or even, you know, maybe it's not even a situation, it might not even have anything to do with a spouse or a partner. Maybe most of the time, like you could have kids at home, they could be all sorts of different ages and they're usually doing different activity. Like everyone is stuck together. That's, you know, it can be a bit of a boiling pot. It's an interesting reading because it absolutely can be a bit of a boiling pot. And if you've got older kids, then yeah, then they probably had different shifts where they were working, their part-time jobs, and then going out with their friends. And so it's like there was always some sort of movement in and out of the house and the energy was changing. The energy's not changing here, is it? It's just, if anything, it is like a little pot. It's a little pot and all this energy is sitting in it and it feels like something wants to explode. Slow and steady wins the race. The Nightingale is always darkest before the storm. I'm feeling like there's, okay, so what I'm getting here with this message. So we have the Six of Cups and the Three of Swords. The Six of Cups is, you know, a soulmate card. It's also someone from your past. And the Three of Swords is like a broken heart, disappointment, sadness over something. I'm getting two. I'm getting two messages actually. I'm getting, because we have different soulmates in and out of our lives. Some of them are more karmic than others. How about actually not even, I don't even want to say some are more karmic than others. I think everything is karmic really here on earth. Everything is pretty much karmic. Because it is all about energy. And some are good karmic and some are heavy karmic. So the heavier karmic are the lessons, right? Like teaching us about aspects of ourselves, usually our darker side, and getting us to explore ourselves. Now, I feel like some of the people coming to this reading might be going through that, where they may be with, it is a soulmate connection. It is someone you have a connection with. You may have had a connection with them for a long time. But it is a heavier karmic connection. And you've always been able to leave that connection, to relieve that energy. Where right now, it's just in your face. There's really nothing you can do about it. And it does create heartbreak because it's pain. It's feeling kind of trapped too. Like the Scorpion has had enough. It really is about having enough with that Scorpion energy. And then some of you, I feel like anyone who might have been in a bit of a long distance relationship, or, you know, for obvious reasons, you don't live with the person that you are having a relationship with. You're just dating them or just getting to know them, and you can't go see them. Maybe you're communicating with them, maybe you're not. There's definitely, but, you know, I think the biggest part of this is it's always darkest before the dawn. And I'm sure some people are saying, well, how much darker can it get? How much darker can it get, Cindy? So, well, we can ask the Oakman that in a minute. But there is a flame. You know, there is a flame and there is light here. But it's almost as if that light, yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, so really seeing these little flames sitting in these cards in very significant spots. So our friendly little life is a mystery. Oh, I'm getting a delivery now. Sorry. Yay. Life is a mystery. and the raccoon. You know, here's our friendly little, what is this all about? Why are you doing this to us? Why are you almost saying there isn't always answers here? The cards that came out for that, oh it is, that is the Devil card, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. And it's interesting because the flame is, did you see that? Did you see the flame underneath the Devil's feet? Yes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go receive what was being delivered. So I received it and I washed my hands. So I'm back. So life is a mystery. The Devil is what I was talking about. I'm going to get myself back into this. Sorry if I'm repeating anything. But the flames underneath the Devil's feet here, like, you know, it's like your feet are hot. Like, you got to move. You got to get out. I can't do this anymore. My feet are hot. And the Devil energy is often about feeling trapped. You know, the Devil is often in the tarot. It's about, you know, things that we impose on ourselves and we feel trapped. We make ourselves feel trapped. But I'm going to be honest, like, we're all kind of trapped. Like, it's not necessarily a self-imposed entrapment here. It's really being trapped. And I don't care. There's that. It's almost like that's the initiator. Some of you just, you know, it's like a forewarning that there might be something that sets you off. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed, try to figure out an outlet. Try to get yourself an outlet. That's part of my delivery. Just came. So my son and I have been sharing one TV and that's not going well. So, there's another room downstairs. It's just like a formal dining room, but I'm not using it as a formal dining room. So I have a big hutch. So I thought, okay, I went to Costco and I found a new TV. So he's going to set his TV up there with his Xbox. And I bought him like a nice big club chair that he can sit in that hasn't come yet. But, you know, I'm obviously not everyone could do that, but just I'm already thinking ahead. Like, okay, it's like we both need some of our own space here. So how can I do that? And how can I keep it healthy? And, you know, I don't know where you are, but, you know, where I am, you can still go for walks. There's certain areas you can't go to. Well, if it ever got warm, because I can't run on cement. It really hurts my shins. So I was going to go, because it's really close to me, the high school here, they have like a crushed gravel or clay track or something. And then my friend who works for the police department said, you can't go there. It's closed. I'm like, but there's no one there. Like, there's no one there. Why can't I go? So I think she's going to send her husband to arrest me if I go, so I can't go there now. But, you know, there's somewhere you can go to walk, like walk a little more, or I don't know. I don't have all the answers. So let me pull cards. Because, yeah, there's flames here for sure. The Devil card, the Seven of Cups. It's almost like you're dreaming about work. Oh, my gosh. It's kind of like you're dreaming about work. When can I go back? When can I go back to work? Right? Feeling trapped with this Devil. The Seven of Cups is about a lot of different options. You know, not even being able to make a decision, make a choice. The Eight of Pentacles has been coming up so much. It came up a lot this week throughout the Zodiac readings, the Eight of Pentacles. People, I think, you know, missing work, worried about work, if they're out of work. I think there's connections that they lost at work. Like, there's just so much coming out with this Eight of Pentacles lately. It's quite interesting. Now, I'm going to go into the teeny tiny tarot because no, I'm not actually. I think that is a good idea. I'm going to go into my energy oracle deck. I think we need more about the Scorpion energy. The Scorpion energy worries me. It just feels like, and with, you know, this Devil card, feeling trapped, like, why is this going on? Why is this happening to me? I kind of feel like that, right? Because we're asking, well, we were just told life is a mystery. And then what do we get with it is the Devil. Well, thanks. You know, why is this going on? Why is this happening? Why did this have to happen now? Because it's a friggin' mystery with the Seven of Cups, isn't it? It's a freaking mystery with the Seven of Cups. The Scorpion. Okay, can you give us some guidance here? Oh, come on. Give Give everyone some guidance here with this Scorpion. Getting through this scorpionic energy where people are feeling like sort of pushed to their limit a little bit. And that's real, like that's legit too. I mean, they've talked about, oh wow. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. The 4th chakra, which is your heart chakra, and door to spirit. Open up your heart chakra. And I feel that you can do that by connecting with your deeper self. When you do have moments of peace or quiet or solitude, don't spend that time, you know, looking at social media, watching the TV. Spend that time within yourself. Spend that time connecting with yourself. Spend that time connecting in nature. There's our answer. That makes so much sense, doesn't it? See, I couldn't come up with that on my own. I had to ask too. So what do? The 4th chakra. Open up your heart chakra. Let the love come in. Well, that's really the only way to dissipate the Scorpion. Okay, so that's the only way to dissipate the Scorpion. I'm going to ask, I'm gonna be cheeky and ask about life as a mystery. Attachments. Here we go. Yeah, it's a mystery. Now, oh yeah, okay. So, because part of this is, you know, when the card Life is a Mystery came out, I wasn't asking anything, it just came out. So it kind of feels like, you know, there's a lot of unanswered questions here, and we all have questions and we're not getting answers, and we're wondering like, why is it happening? Why is this going on? On a personal level, I think, asking that, because we can look at the world as a whole and say, well, maybe this is happening because there's a lot of infrastructure that wasn't working properly, like, and you know, stuff just happens. Well, it does just happen, but if we can observe things that need to be improved upon, then we can find meaning in things that happen. Like everything that's going on with the nursing homes and the long-term care facilities, that's been known for a while that they're pretty crappy. And the people that are going in there to work in there, the PSWs, like, they don't make much money. They got to go to all sorts of different places. They often, I know from experience, will show up and they won't even have fresh gloves because the company that they're working for, like, yeah, you get a box a month. If you go through that, you know, too bad. So it does give us the opportunity to observe. So we can see the meaning in that, right? Without trying to become too spiritual on the matter, because yeah, you still have to be really grounded and be realistic. So we can look at what's going on and we can see problems. Like I talked about, I think, I don't remember whose reading it was, but you know, the episode on 60 Minutes about what's going on with the food in the US. Like there's massive lineups at food banks and there's piles of zucchini rotting in the fields because there's no one to take it to market. And there's cabbage and other foods being plowed over by farmers that are ready to harvest, but they can't harvest it because nobody's there to pick it up. And milk is being dumped down the drains by dairy farmers because it's not. So we can see there's problems here, right? So but this feels more personal to me. This feels like a more personal exploration of the question, like, why is this happening? Why now? Why am I going through this? So we get that, and then we get the attachment card. And it's really about removing the mask and looking at who you are, which is how to open up your 4th chakra, your heart chakra. It's how to find peace, I want to say, in even the most difficult situations. And you know, to be honest, and I can speak from experience, is sometimes you just have to cry. Sometimes you just have to yell. And I don't mean that you need to direct that at anyone. It's really better if you don't. Don't do that. It's not like, so sometimes maybe you just need to bury your head in a pillow and scream it out. Like you need to get rid of that energy, I think, is what it really is, because it sits in there in you. It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's energy. It's taking up a space within you. It really is. And it can't, this can't come in if that space is being occupied by this, right? It can't. How do we get rid of that? And, you know, and even like going for a run too, going for a really brisk walk. Everybody has their own way, you know? You can order stuff online. You can order a punching bag. You know, and I don't want to just put stuff out there that order this, because not everyone is in a position that they can spend their money on something like that. But also look at what it might do to improve your mental health, because that is really important. Like investing in yourself and your mental health right now. And this attachment, part of the answer here in that life is a mystery is that we are always removing masks. Yeah, we have so many. We have so many masks that we all wear, and we wear them for different reasons. And there's nothing wrong with wearing a mask, because if we were supposed to know everything about everyone that we encounter, then we would, but we don't. There's blocks. Even when I'm pulling cards, sometimes I can't get all the answers. It's just, I'm just not supposed to know. I'm just supposed to be on the journey and just seeing what happens. So we wear masks at work because we need to be a certain way to either work well with others that we maybe normally wouldn't associate with at all in our regular lives, but we still got to get through it somehow. So we put the mask on, we put on the happy face, I'm going to cooperate with them today. Some of us need to be leaders, so we need to act a certain way to be that leader so that people feel confident, to keep the ship going. But, you know, and then how you act with your colleagues is different from how you act with your family, and how you act with your family can be different from how you act with your friends, and how you act with your kids can be different from how you act with your parents. So, and it is because these are all dynamic relationships that we have. And it's interesting that the mask, because there are so many layers, but right now you're kind of being forced to look at one mask in particular, because you can't leave. You can't get out of a situation. What is the mystery in that? Why? Why are you being asked to look at this mask right now? This mask where you may feel trapped, you may feel heartbroken. Because slow and steady wins the race. It's kind of, you know, this too shall pass, right? That's it. I want to say another way of for me anyways, you know, being an Aries Gemini, it's like, yeah, I'm dying to get my life going, but again, so like I said, I'm trying to embrace this. Okay, I am temperance, I am temperance, I am temperance. I keep saying it. I'm temperance, I am temperance. But this too shall pass. And a really good friend reminded me of that years and years ago when I was in a business situation with someone who was very narcissistic, and every day killed me. It was so hard going. It was really hard. It was really hard because, you know, someone that you're in a business with, you spend more time with them than you do with your spouse. You really do, because you're in there like a lot. And it was 6 days a week. And at one point I thought, oh, I'm going to get through this. And I just remember my friend saying, this too shall pass. It doesn't feel like it right now because you're in it, and all you can see is how long you've been in it, and it just feels like it's going to go on forever. And it's funny that I say that because it was that business partner's birthday the other day. She's got the same birthday as Hitler and Queen Victoria, or Queen Elizabeth, which is the Aries Taurus cusp. She was a lot like Hitler. I don't really know Queen Elizabeth that much, but she was a lot like Hitler. But, and I thought about her a little bit, and I thought, oh my gosh, how many years has it been since I started that business with her? It's been 9 years. And I thought, that's not possible. How did that... And like at the time, it felt like it was going to go on forever. It felt like it was going to go on forever. But now here I am, looking back on that, and I'm like, that was like 9 years ago. Well, it wasn't 9 years ago. I think I was in there for 4 years with her. So that was 5 years ago. You know? And that was a point in my life where I thought, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Like, I really didn't. It was turning me into a person that I I didn't know, that I didn't want to be, that wasn't me, just to try to survive through this, right? Maybe that's something to think about too, this mask. Maybe, like I did say, and it felt like the right thing to say, which is unusual for me because I'm often talking about removing masks and really seeing who you are. But maybe it's okay to wear a mask right now if that's what gets you through this. Yeah, it's okay to wear a mask because I had to do that to get through what I was experiencing at that business. I had to wear a mask, and I really had to because we were teaching art to kids. Like, I could not bring any of what I was going through to them. Like, they were coming for a fun experience, and I love art. And so I had to put on the mask. So I want to say you're being given permission to put on a mask here if you have to. Yeah. That's a really interesting mask. Like, I never would have anticipated that I would be saying something like that in a reading. But it's okay to put on a mask right now. If you're feeling like this and there's no outlet for you. There's no outlet for you to get rid of that energy. But when you do that, still try to remember this. You know, this is the big message on how to get out of that Scorpio feeling, that scorpion feeling. Like, one more person bumps into me one more time, I have to go to the bathroom one more time and they're in there. Just, you know, a whole bunch of little things can really pile up over time. That, if he leaves his hairs in the sink, like, it just, it's close quarter living, and it can be, even amongst those that we care the most for, it can get stressful. It's okay to wear a mask right now. Because this too shall pass, and the mask can be removed at that point. And maybe it's being aware that you're putting the mask on to get through this point in time. Because if you're aware you're putting the mask on, then you know when you can take it off. But if it's something that just goes on, you know, with your subconscious and you're not aware of it, that you're doing this to try to survive or get through the situation, then you don't know that you need to take it off. Then it just becomes another layer of mask that's really blocking who you are. So it's kind of an interesting message that's coming through, that sometimes we do need to put that mask on to get us through a time, knowing that this too shall pass. It shall pass. It will. Everything does. There's nothing in the history of mankind that hasn't passed. Some things take longer than others. This doesn't feel like something that will take like decades. Like world wars have gone on for years and years in the past. This is just a few months at this point. And for some of us, it's just a month. I agree. I was looking at my calendar. I don't know why. I was talking to my son about something. And I said, how long has it been since you've been in school? And I looked, I'm like, oh, it's just over a month. That's it? It feels like 2 or 3 months. It really does feel like 2 or 3 months. So that's all I'm going to shuffle for this Energy Oracle deck. It's quite interesting what's on the bottom. The door to value is on bottom here, is on the bottom. God, it's hard to believe, right, though? Like, with the way everything is, but it's there. The underline is that there is some sort of monetary gain down the road for you, for me, for us, moving forward. The door is open somehow. The door is open. That means you're on the right path. Whether that's energetically, your intention, just how you're starting to see things, you've gone on the right path, so the door is opened. Let's go into this tiny tarot. Now I will do the tiny tarot. Yeah. She keeps laying in the sunbeams today. She's not laying in her bed. She's laying like laying in the sunbeams because it's so cold out. So she's pretending. She's putting on a mask. She's putting on her, I'm not going to believe that it's minus 12 out, even though I went for a walk with mommy in it. I'm going to lay in a sunbeam and I'm going to pretend it's July and it's warm and I'm at the beach. I don't know if she's really doing all that. She's just laying in a sunbeam. She's doing what she can to keep her mental health going in a positive way. The Page of Wands has come out just randomly here. I wasn't ready to ask specifically about a card. I was just kind of shuffling. Page of Wands, you know, messages, movement towards, not so much movement. That's a little more like a Knight of Wands. A Knight would be movement. But the Page of Wands is a message, is a creative, maybe a creative way of expressing yourself, your desires. And I don't want to necessarily say that it has something to do with like romantic desires. It could just be your desires for some peace in your home, or it could just be your desire for some peace, really just getting some peace. Whatever your deeper desire is what, you know, the wands are about, what your passion, your creativity, your desires are. Focus on that perhaps too. Getting like poetry. Writing poetry, putting things into words, writing it down in a very poetic sense. A little raw, and being raw with it, like being kind of raw. And it's not something you have to necessarily share with anyone. Sometimes it just feels good to put it down, right? Just to write it out. I just put him down with the 4th chakra and the door to spirit. That Page of Wands, just to write it out. Let's clarify our Scorpion here. Oh my gosh, dear oh dear. Wow. There are 2 parallels here. The Scorpion, we have the King of Swords and the King of Cups. Jeez. Yeah, it feels like for some of you, this is something that you have very deep feelings, a very deep connection here with perhaps people that you're dealing with, someone that you're thinking about, and the truth. Wanting to just be cut and dry with the truth here. Scorpion is just dying to strike out. But we're being advised by the Scorpion to open up our heart, connect with our deeper selves, and connecting with our deeper selves is the Page of Wands. So there's, you know, some sort of creative, it really felt like just writing something out, because the pages are often about receiving or sending a message of some sort. Just to be creative and raw is how to connect, how to start opening up your heart chakra. There's a lot of power in words, whether you write them down or you speak them. Or, well, when you speak them, they're more powerful. But when, you know, you don't have to speak those words to make you feel better in front of the person that they're directed to. You can just speak those words out to the universe, and that can be a release in itself. You know, like you just, it's kind of like that scream, like someone's just driving you crazy, or a situation is driving you crazy, just feeling trapped, like just yelling at the universe and saying, hey, I am so mad. I've done it. I feel much better after. Like, why? Why is this happening? Why am I going through this? Or why? Well, because they're going to come and tell you. It's just a mystery, Cindy. But you can scream at us. It's okay. And you can put a mask on if you need to. If you need to put a mask on, put the mask on. If that's what it takes. Until you get to the point where, you know, this has passed. The Nightingale. What's going on here? The Nightingale energy. Darkest before the dawn. It is darkest before the dawn. And it does feel like the energy of something that is shared. Oh, now we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So perhaps right now is the stage. These are like stages. The first stage is the Page of Wands. Is your desire. Your creativity. Expressing your desires in a very creative, raw way. And then, just as the dawn breaks, just before the dawn is to break, when we know, it'll become obvious, right? Like numbers will start going down. They start opening like outdoor things that people don't have too much contact with. They're going to monitor. Like we're going to see, it's not just going to be all of a sudden we're going to wake up, oh, it's all gone, let's all go outside. Like, it's, you know, there's going to be progress, a lead up to what's happening. And this is now taking the action on what you created as the Page of Wands, then taking the action as the Knight of Wands. The Three of Swords, I'm going to ask about the Three of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles again. My God, you guys, with the work. Wow. Like the Eight of Pentacles. It's just like, I think for some of you, if this was your passion, this was your outlet too. I don't know why it's not. It's the Eight of Pentacles, which is, you can see he's working. He's working on something here. It's really heartbroken about work. Heartbroken about a situation at work. Heartbroken about too, like all the relationships you have with people at work. Because that, you know, I'll tell you that it took me a while to try to connect in a different way to my creative spark. And I think I mentioned it in 1 or 2 videos at one point, like just, I always found like the kids really inspiring too. I would go there, you know, to help them out and to teach them, you know, don't be a jerk. Just basically what it comes down to most of the time. But I would learn so much from them too. It would remind me so much of, you know, connecting with my inner child and being true to what it is that I really desire to do. And as an adult, with that spark in you, you can, yes, not be a jerk, but still have that magnificent little aspect to yourself. So feeling the loss in that big time, because there's so much inspiration there. There's so much inspiration, even like with the adults. And then it's gone. So what do? You put on a mask. You put on that, yeah. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I always try to be. I put masks on here lots of time to come on and do the video for you. I absolutely do. I treat it like, it's the best way to describe how I do it. Sometimes I imagine it's almost like being an actress. And I don't want to say that because I'm not being who I am. I am. But you are also seeing me in a way that is not... Like if you knew me as my very close friend, I don't engage like this constantly with you. I mean, I can be kind of quiet. And if I'm actually a bit of an introvert, which probably doesn't seem like it on here. But I'm all alone in the room with just Lily and the camera, so I can be expressive. But there are times where, I'm just not having a good day, or I'm tired, or I'm feeling down. I'm a human being. I go through all sorts of different emotions, expectations that don't come through, things that feel like a loss. But this is kind of a job, and it has become that for me. It has really become a full-time job. I do spend about 6 hours a day when I'm doing the Zodiac, doing the 3 readings, shuffling between. Like, you know, just if you see a 30 or 40 minute video, there's often at least 10 minutes of just getting ready for that, like just clearing my mind, getting the cards shuffled. And then once the videos are done, I still have to do the editing, like edit out the part where I'm reaching up and turning the camera on and off. And then I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and upload them because the internet is so bad here. So yeah, but because it is, and because it does help to put a roof over my head, I have to put the mask on. I have to do it. And I also owe it to you guys because I know that you're coming here. Like I go and watch videos sometimes. Just there's some great readers out there that I love watching. And sometimes it's just hearing their voice. I find it so soothing. And if they got on there and they were like, I'm having a really crappy day and I don't feel like doing it. It's like, I don't want to send that to you. So I do. I will admit to you. So it's okay to do it. I do sometimes. I absolutely do. Put it on. And I think that's where this is coming from in terms of, you know, giving us permission to put the mask on sometimes. Yeah. And even like I think about the schoolyard, like if I brought all of my adult problems there, well, that's not right. That's not fair. they're just little. They wouldn't even understand all of that. Like, you have to put it on because there's people that depend on you for certain things. Like, you guys depend on me, so I'm going to tell you, I do put it on sometimes. Some of you are very observant. Some of you are like, oh, is everything okay with Cindy? She seems a little down. I'm like, damn, they saw through the mask a little bit. But, I mean, it's true. We're just human beings. We're just, you know, you're being given permission to put the mask on right now. What was I oh yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. So, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, that is coming through very strongly this week about disappointment about work. Disappointment for many people too. I would have, like, it is scary, right? Like, even small business owners. I mean, I don't know where you are, but our government here is talking about, you know, giving them loans. How is a small business going to pay back a loan when they've been closed for months and they still owe thousands of dollars of rent? I mean, I was a small business owner with my crazy business partner, and I can tell you that was the biggest expense, the rent. My God, it was astronomical. It was astronomical. Let's just look at the underline here. Let's just look at that. Let's just focus on that. Let's just absorb that energy, the light coming through. Something is it's gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. Just, we gotta believe that, right? You gotta believe that. It's all gonna work out. The Six of Cups. Oh, flipped. Wow. So interesting, the cards that come out. The Moon into the Sun into the Ten of Cups. For some of you, I feel like if you're in a relationship and things are really tough right now, whether you are with that person or you're not, because there is that aspect. People are separated right now because of quarantine's not, the social distancing. People are separated and things are closed down. So whether you are in home with someone who you classify as your soulmate or you're disconnected from them, this unknown will become known. You know, it can be cold and dark. Well, it is cold and dark at night. It can be unclear because there's a lot of shadows. I don't like it when the Ten of Cups falls out of my hand. There can be a lot of shadows. Things are just not understood well. But with the Sun, you know, to pull these like this, it's just basically saying it is going to be clear. If it is unknown right now, there's a reason so that it can become known and you'll know it on a deeper level, and it is your happiness. It is your happiness. The universe isn't going to deny that to you. There's just a hiccup in the matrix. There's a hiccup in the matrix. The Devil. The Devil. Wow, interesting. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is coming out for this Devil. Eight of Cups is going on that journey, is pulling away. That's the thing, right? Because it is physically often about pulling away from things, like not going towards certain situations so that you can figure yourself out, so you can be pulled away from the distraction. If you're in a house or an apartment, a condo, whatever it is, a living situation where there's a lot of people around you and the distraction just doesn't ease up, it can be hard to really get your mind focused here. So it is creating that energy, right? Like the feet are on fire, like wanting to go out, get away from the distraction, from what, get away from the things that distract you from looking within. Put the mask on, put the mask on. The Seven of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles again. Okay, let's clarify the Seven of Cups. Clarify the Seven of Cups. Aww. A lot of you, it was what brought you happiness, what made you balanced, what brought you balance and harmony here. It's almost like daydreaming about it a bit. Daydreaming about how it was. Perhaps the key here is to daydream about how it will be. Is to daydream about how it will be with the Eight of Pentacles. How will it be? Gosh, sometimes I'm afraid to ask certain questions, but I should. So the Eight of Pentacles, how will it be? Wow. Wow. Okay, so This is how it's going to be. It's going to be the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. You're going to go in with a loving heart. Yeah, because you're going to open this up. You're going to open it up right now. You're going to open it up. Maybe that's why it's all happening the way it is happening. Maybe we all need to go back with the intention that comes from here. With that intention. This is really like, isn't that interesting? Because over here, with, you know, slow and steady wins the race, we went from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. You know, and that is very passionate desire. So distracting. See? I'm in this too. Phone is ringing. He's on the phone with his friends. Oh my goodness. So then we go from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. It's from a page to a knight. But then we go from all this passion and desire to feeling and emotion. And I don't want to say that you leave the passion and the desire behind. I think that's a given that it's there. I think it's incorporating love in what you do. Like really, we're going to really love going, I can't wait to hug some of my mom friends again. I really miss them. I really do. Gosh. Yeah, you really start to miss like people and places and things, huh? Yeah. I will not. It's time for him to go. All right, so the attachment card. I feel like it's really you probably, maybe you don't even hear him on there. He's just so loud in my ear right now. I need to soundproof my room. Maybe that's what I should order off of Amazon. I should put like weather stripping all around the door. I should put carpeting on the walls. The attachment card. The Queen of Wands, that's interesting. The Queen of Wands with the attachment. Attached to, I need more. Let me get more. Oh God, so I want more and then I got a lot more. Oh my goodness, the Three of Swords has come out too. Queen of Cups. Okay. We have two queens here. Isn't that interesting? The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. And then we went from the Page and Knight of Wands to the Page and Knight of Cups. So, and it's on the way I put it here. Just I happen to put it in my hand. Well, the Queen of Wands did come out first. Oh my goodness. I feel kerfuffled today. I'm feeling a little kerfuffled. Okay, the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Heartbreak. We have the Three of Swords. Then there's the Queen of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Death card. Why did I feel like the Death card had already come out, but it didn't? I don't know, that's weird. It's almost like I had a premonition that the Death card was coming out. But, so what I'm going to say with this is the passion and the desire, they're part of that heartbreak within you is not opening up the cups, not opening up the love, the feelings, the emotions, allowing yourself to have that because you're being given permission. You're being given permission to put on a mask. And maybe it's not so much, maybe it's allowing yourself to wear different masks in different places. Maybe where you would not have worn a mask to work, you can put that mask on there. Or maybe where you would not have worn a mask at home, you can put that mask on there. But there's definitely a change of fortune coming with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. There's definitely an ending to what feels like, I mean, it's heartbreak caught between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Comes in after the Death card. Wow. Tower moment. and the Seven of Cups. Actually, sorry, the Seven of Cups came out first, so I should say the Seven of Cups and a Tower moment is what comes in after this Death card. So you have the Seven of Cups here, almost like reminiscing about your work. Reminiscing about your work, things that you're missing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, work that you go to 9 to 5 every day. It could be something that you worked on. Maybe you had, you could have volunteered at the library, or you could have done like just other things around your community that you just can't do now, that you're feeling that lack from. There's a Tower moment coming after the end. So let's find out what this is going to be. Because the luck is going to change here. Luck is going to change. And we have the Death card and your Seven of Cups, which is fantasizing, dreaming, having a lot of options here. The Tower moment comes in. Oh, I'm going to keep it. It's the way it was. That's interesting. I'm going to keep it like that. So the Tower moment, this is how they came out. The Four of Cups in reverse, the Chariot, and the Hierophant. So the Tower moment is anything that was a missed opportunity in the past, or anything that felt like an offer that you gave or that you wanted to give, however you see that, then it's going to move forward with the Chariot. The Chariot is a portal of love. It's a portal of love. You're going to move forward in things that you haven't been able to move forward in. Things that you're dreaming about now that you want to move forward in, you're going to be able to move forward in. It seems like impossible, like no way. Really? That's what the card's telling us. And with the Hierophant, this is like committed energy. This is a deeper spiritual connection here. This is, I want to say, connections in the past will become much more significant in the future. So, oh, and look, yeah, look what's at the bottom. Isn't he just the theme lately? The Emperor. There's the Emperor. Having control in your life, having leadership in your life is all of the underline. So, this is all happening so that you can have better control and leadership in your life. There you go. That's what that message is from the Oakman this week. And it's quite fascinating. I'm sorry I was distracted. I'm going to have to do something with him. Wow. Yeah. I will watch this video. There's so much to take in. Like, and I think there's so much more information about all of these different cards. So feel free to comment like, oh, I see this with that. And I know you guys do that sometimes. You see different synchronicities even with the cards and the numbers. Sometimes I'm so involved in the reading that I don't see even all of the numbers and how they're playing out. But yeah, quite interesting, guys. So that's the Oakman for today, that it's okay. If you feel like you need to put on a mask to help you get through, it's okay. You can put on the mask. It's also safe to take off the mask, I want to say. That just came out. It's safe to take the mask off. It's like you can put certain masks on in certain situations and take other ones off. Don't be afraid to do that right now. It's all about exploring yourself, right? It's all about exploring who you are. It's like being a little kid doing dress up. Was it the tickle trunk Mr. Dress Up had? The tickle trunk? And you would put different things. I'm going to pretend to be a firefighter today, or I'm going to pretend to be a mailman, or I'm going to be Spider-Man today, or, you know, like feeling out all these different things. So try the different masks on and off in different situations right now to explore who you really are. That's what this time can really be for. All right. Thank you, guys. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.